Today's strategy is going to bring us to an all-fours position. So if you're someone that hates being on your knees, I'd like you to grab a couple blankets, pillows, something that you can pad under those knees. Once you get that, we're going to come to an all-fours position. Spread your fingers nice and wide. We're getting our thumbs away from our index finger. And then we're just simply going to rock back and forth. Seat toward heels, shoulders over wrists. So for some of you, this may look like a very small movement, and that's okay. You're going within your available range. Some of you might like to tuck the toes under behind you. Some of you will hate that. Try all the versions and just see what this feels like to you. Again, fingers spread wide. We want active hands as we rock front to back. Make sure we're not holding our breath, and we'll rock through a few of those. Then untuck the toes if they are tucked. Toes will come toward one another, knees will go wide, and we're sitting back to a child's pose. So your child's pose might look like this. You might have your elbows stacked under your shoulders, not reaching your arms out behind you. Some of you might like to take a rolled up blanket or towel and put it behind your knees to help you get into a position that's doable. We'll take a few breaths here. And again, in these downward facing poses, I'd love you to think about breathing into your back body. So again, some of you might be lifted up a little bit, and that's okay. You're using the range you have available to you. After a few breaths there, we'll come up to our all fours position once again. And this time we're going to take our right leg out to the side. We're trying to get our toes pointing mostly forward, sole of the foot on the floor. For some of you, it'll look a little more like this, and for some of you, your leg will be going back a little more. Use your available range, and once you get where you're going, it'll be a teeny tiny rock back and forth. We're breathing all the while. Then we're going to take that same leg, we're going to swing it around to the opposite side of our body. Toes tucked under. And again, for some of you, will barely cross back there, and that's okay. Take it where you can go. Look over your left shoulder toward that heel behind you and take 3 nice big breaths. Fill with air and empty with air. After that third breath, come back to all fours. If you need to sit back for a moment and rock out those wrists, do so. And then we make it to the other side. Left leg comes out to the side, trying to get your toes forward if you can. Some of you will be back here, and that's okay. Some of you will be here, and you'll have to kind of readjust that ankle just a bit. No big deal. We rock front to back. And just inviting a little bit of movement into that hip. And then after a few rocks, swing that leg around to the other side. Just readjusting for the camera. Look over your right shoulder. Breathing into that opposite rib cage. Big breath in. Big breath out. After a few of those breaths, come on back. Sit back. Circle out the wrists. That's your strategy for the day. This one might be a little cumbersome for some of you, but give it a try. Pad up those knees as much as possible, and I'll see you tomorrow.